Right, guys, like I was saying, your cruise is in Old San Juan, pier number 4. The thing is that you're down by the bay of Old San Juan because Old San Juan is located in a little islet of only a mile long and half of a mile wide, and it's connected by 3 main bridge to the rest of San Juan and also to the rest of the island of Puerto Rico. So Pier 4, the most important bay in Puerto Rico, not only for cruises but also for cargo. For cargo is mostly in the opposite side where the cruise is at today. The bus number is 52, right here on the windshield to the right and to the left. The forecast is freaking hot. 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
The temperature is gonna go up to 112.
Ooh.
The sensation, humidity, but the high is 90. With that, the heat index is 110, 112, something like yesterday. So it's gonna be like this, mostly sunny and hot. Now, let me ask you guys, is this the first time for any of you visiting Puerto Rico today?
Yes.
I know that you cruise started in Miami, so let me start with the location of Puerto Rico first. Puerto Rico, we are the smallest of the big Antilles of the northern islands of the Caribbean. Because in the northern Caribbean right now, the largest island is Cuba. In the south is Trinidad and Tobago. After Cuba, here in the north is Haiti, the Dominican Republic together, Jamaica, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has in the north the Atlantic Ocean. In the south we have the Caribbean Sea. In the west, the Dominican Republic. In the east, the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix, San John, and San Thomas. Is not even a 40-minute flight from San Juan to the U.S. Virgin Islands. San Juan is 1,000 miles southeast of Miami. So right now, a flight from San Juan to Miami is only 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes to New York and 4 hours to Boston. We never change time. We stay always in Atlantic Standard Time all year round. For example, today's sunset is going to be at 6:30 p.m. local time. 6:30 p.m. today is the sunset. So as we approach to December, January, sunset goes to 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon. But in July and August, sunset is about 7:30 p.m. the latest. So no, we never change it. We never change it. Always in Atlantic Standard Time all year round. Puerto Rico is in a shape of a rectangular, measuring 100 miles from east to west, 35 miles from north to south, kind of roughly, the same size of the state of Connecticut. The island is 25% plain, 35% hills, and 40% mountains. Our hills and mountains are located right in the center of Puerto Rico. From the pool deck of your ship, you can view the mountain range very easy. When we drive around Puerto Rico, we get to view the mountain range, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Caribbean Sea. We can drive around Puerto Rico in about 7 to 8 hours maximum. Puerto Rico is paved with thousands of miles of highways or expressways. In Puerto Rico, we don't have cities. In Puerto Rico, we got towns. We got 78 towns in Puerto Rico, and San Juan, where we are right now, is the capital. Population in San Juan is 400,000 people. Population in Puerto Rico is 3.2 million people. Per square miles, Puerto Rico has more population than the city of Manhattan in system. The gasoline by the liter, kilometers, to measure our distance, the speed limit is in miles. So we learn to use both systems here in the island. Even though we are a U.S. territory, if you've been to the U.S. Virgin Islands, they use both systems also, but they drive on the left side, not like we do on the right side right now, for example. Even that they're also U.S. territory. It is very common that everyone asks, hey Miguel, what is the difference between New and Old San Juan? The answer is that New San Juan doesn't exist at all. Old San Juan does. Old San Juan is a little community within the town of San Juan, and that community is only 13 streets. But back in Old San Juan, we got buildings, castles, fortifications from the 16th up to the 19th century, and that's why we call it Old San Juan in English, El Viejo San Juan in Spanish. All the towns of Puerto Rico are divided either in communities or neighborhood areas. So what other communities we have here in the town of San Juan? We got Condado, Santurce, Rio Piedras, and Atorrey. In the next minutes, we're going to enter to the big island of Puerto Rico, guys, but we're going to remain here in San Juan. Guys, even that this is the low season for tourism, we got cruise lines like Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, Princess, Norwegian, that they visit San Juan in transit all year round, even there's a low season like right now, or in high season, for example. To the right, we have the San Juan Nautical Club, one of the most important here in Puerto Rico. Every year, in Labor Day weekend, they celebrate the most important fishing tournament of the Caribbean, the Blue Morning, because the prize is $1 million, but you have to catch a 900-pound Blue Morning. These are the bridges that I'm talking about, guys. They connect the islet, where Old San Juan is located, to the rest of the island, to the rest of the town of San Juan. So if you look to the right, further down, you can see your ship all the way down at pier number 4 from this spot right now. Right in front of us, we have the community of Santurce, which is a community here in San Juan, but also Santurce is a major tourism area. Santurce in a taxi is a few minutes away to Old San Juan and about 20 minutes to our major airport. Guys, if you have like a favorite restaurant chain, a favorite fast food chain, or favorite restaurant chain, probably you're gonna find in Puerto Rico also today. They're here under tax break. They provide employment to the people of Puerto Rico. To the right, you're gonna see a small commuter airport. If we take a small private plane from this commuter airport, we can be in the U.S. Virgin Islands in about 40 minutes from this airport. Today, JetBlue and Frontier are the two major airlines flying from and to Puerto Rico. So these airlines, they made Puerto Rico as their hub here in the Caribbean. Talking about JetBlue and Frontier right now. So we're gonna be making our first stop, guys, in this area for picture. We are in Santurce, but where we're gonna stop for picture, we call it the Convention District, which is an area that we have for entertainment. Different kinds of entertainment for Puerto Rican families and for our visitors also. Like for example, here to the right at the T-Mobile District, you're gonna find everything under the same roof. They got movie theaters, they have the Coca-Cola Music Hall, they have restaurants, they have bars, they have a huge indoor inside patio. They also have an indoor urban public park with a zip lining and a rock climbing right here under the same roof. And also for entertainment, right in the middle, you're gonna see our state-of-the-art convention center. It can host 25,000 people at the same time. And also for entertainment, in front of us, we got the Sheraton Convention Center Hotel and Casino. The largest casino in Puerto Rico is right over there. Open all year round, 24/7. 16 casinos in Puerto Rico today, guys. No casinos in San Juan. So guys, go ahead, take a moment, watch your step on the way to the sign. I love Puerto Rico sign, take your pictures. Come.
Welcome to San Juan, guys. We're having a blast here. We're actually in the park. We're going closer to the beach. Beautiful, beautiful country. Beautiful country, guys. San Juan.
Puerto Rico, what we use for cooking is adobo, which is a mixture of dry spices that we use it to season anything, including salads. We also make always a sofrito that includes onion, garlic, pepper, cilantro, bay leaf. Both, we start with that from scratch with the adobo and the sofrito for seasoning, for color and taste into our food. The main dish in Puerto Rico today is rice and beans, with any colors, any kinds of beans, red meat, white meat, seafood, poultry, pork. We make a homemade hot sauce as an option. In Old San Juan, when we end the tour, the restaurant's gonna be opening at 12. Ask for the lunch specials in any restaurant, so you can try our food today in Puerto Rico while you visit. If you like your food kind of spicy, just request the homemade hot sauce. That is always available. So that mixture of Taínos, Spanish and Africans, you're gonna see it right now in our characteristics. So guys, now we're gonna enter to another community of San Juan to the left, but this one is called Condado. Condado means county, and condado for me is like being in South Beach in Miami, for example.
Wendy's.
That's a brand new. Check out the design.
Happy she could live here.
More than you can in the outside or indoor.
Her spicy nuggets.
So guys, any questions, commentaries?
Sweat tree.
Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. Puerto Rico is not a state.
Is that correct?
So that means that we don't vote for the president of the United States. Even that we saw, remember we're not a state. The U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Guam, and the Samoa Islands, we don't vote for president. Only in presidential primaries only. The only tax that we don't pay in Puerto Rico is the federal income tax. We even pay sales tax. Federal employees working, Puerto Ricans working in the federal government, they have to pay federal income tax in Puerto Rico. The rest of us, we don't have to. We pay our local income taxes also in April, in the same day. We have our own flag and we have our own national anthem. We have our own constitution. So we have our own constitutional rights and we also have our own laws. We also have our own Olympic team since 1960. We also have representation for any beauty pageants. We got 5 Miss Universe crowns and 2 Miss World crowns. The majority of age in Puerto Rico is not 21. Majority of age is 18. We have an Army National Guard, but as soon as we turn 18, even there's not a draft, we have to register in the U.S. Elected Service for the United States Armed Forces.
Yeah.
So that means that Puerto Ricans, they have been part of the United States military from the first war up to today. Official language is Spanish, second language is English. We are the only U.S. territory having Spanish as official language. As a tourist destination here in the Caribbean, like we are being bilingual opportunities, English is mandatory in Puerto Rico as a state law in the public school system. That means that all students from kindergarten up to 12 are required mandatory to 1 hour of English every day. The rest is in Spanish. That doesn't mean that they become fully bilingual. Mostly they learn something basic. A lot of people call it for example Spanglish. Uniforms are mandatory in Puerto Rico. We start in August, we end in May. No winter break or spring break in Puerto Rico. And we also have private
This will look like
and public
this.
universities in Puerto Rico too. So guys, all this area is oceanfront, facing the Atlantic Ocean. In Puerto Rico so far, there's no private or topless beach area. That means that we are able to enjoy the beach behind any hotel here because the beach is public. But this area for swimming is not safe. This area, the red current and the surf is dangerous all year round. So there's warning in the area, letting visitors know that swimming is not allowed. If they do it on their own risk. People come here anyway to work in the suntan, read a book, magazine, or newspaper. When we go to the beach with the family, we go to balnearios. Balnearios are public beach area and they have facilities, but our balnearios, they have visiting hours. That's where we go to enjoy the beach with the family safely. So guys, walking down that way, it's like a mini pathway. Then the bathroom. Alright guys, for the bathroom, listen up carefully please. You have to go to the building next to SDK. SDK is a restaurant which is not open. So you gotta go to the building next to it, that is the Vanderbilt. When you enter the Vanderbilt, to the right, you're gonna find the bathroom. Going down that way is like a mini pathway, you're looking at the Atlantic Ocean. Then the mini market, you have to, is the second building to the left, H&R. That's the mini market. If anyone wants to buy a soda, water, snack, they even have a little coffee shop. If you wanna try the local beer from Puerto Rico, is Medalla and Magna. Those are the 2 local beer. If you want to buy a rum from Puerto Rico that you only buy here, you don't find it no place else, only here. It's called Barrilito. Starts with the B. It's a dark rum that we make in Puerto Rico and you only find it here. So guys, I'm going to give you plenty of time. You got 30 minutes. Walk around, pictures, bathrooms, buy something to drink, we hop on the bus, and then we continue with the tour. Watch your step on the way out. One is when the Spanish military surrendered to the U.S. military. By the year of 1898, Puerto Rico, Cuba, the Philippines, and the Guam Islands in the South Pacific became a U.S. territory. Today, Puerto Rico, Guam, the Samoa Islands, also in the South Pacific, our neighbor island in the east, the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas, were still a U.S. territory. But the U.S. Virgin Islands, they were bought from Denmark in 1917 for 25 million in gold. In 1927, they got granted with citizenship. Today, the U.S. Virgin Islands are U.S. passport free for all U.S. citizens. In Puerto Rico, in the year 1900, the Foraker law was signed in the Congress of the United States. That law consisted in the transition from the Spanish peso to the U.S. dollar. In 1917, the Jones Act was also signed in the Congress of the United States, and that law consisted in all Puerto Ricans getting granted with citizenship. Puerto Rico also is U.S. passport free for all U.S. citizens. That means that we are Americans by citizenship. We are called Puerto Ricans because of the name of the island, Puerto Rico. And we're Caribbeans because of the location of the island. Puerto Ricans, we are a mixture between Taínos, Spanish, and Africans. Africans were brought to the New World for slavery, illegally, mostly by Spanish and Portuguese. And the first one to be brought to Puerto Rico in the year 1513. The abolition of slavery in Puerto Rico was in March 22nd, 1873, and that was 8 years after of the abolition of slavery in the United States. So we're Puerto Ricans, but a mixture of Taino, Spanish, and Africans, and until today, we still preserve them in their tradition, in their culture, vocabulary, music, and food. So guys, to the right, like I said, it's Santurce. To the left, we got the Condado Lagoon, part of the Atlantic Ocean that we spoke about sport. Or to the left, we can see a little bit of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, in the food, we are a little bit different. Even that we speak Spanish in Puerto Rico, it doesn't mean that we have to like spicy